Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your annual 2019 reading. Thanks, guys, so much for being here. So I have all the cards pulled out already. I'm going to pull kind of an umbrella energy for the entire year. There's no reversals in here. Well, let's start with that. It's going to be, first of all, I'm seeing so much courage for you this year. Like I've never seen in any of the others, or I haven't seen in any of the other signs yet. There's a lot of drive, there's a lot of ambition, and there's a lot of like, forget it kind of energy. Like, forget it, I'm just going to do it. And then we get the Nine of Coins as an overall energy, which is Venus and Virgo energy. You can see the Venus and the Virgo symbols on there. So Nine of Pentacles, Lord of material gain. What did I just say, right? It's about ambition, it's about courage, it's about going out there, it's about abundance and not feeling like you don't deserve stuff. Virgo, it is time for you to put your brave face on. It's game time. For reals, it is game time. So January is really where you kind of break free from too. It's like right out of the gate. Let me show you. I got a whole bunch of cards for January. You get Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Reverse, Two of Wands, and Nine of Cups. First of all, the Knight of Swords, bravery. And he comes up again later on in the year. And the Cancer-Capricorn axis is going to be really crucial for you because it's, of course, Capricorn is a fellow earth sign, so it really impacts you. There's bravery, there's ambition, there's drive. And I think that you haven't felt this in a really long time. Or you have felt it, but maybe it was kind of going in different directions, right? Because I think that this is the end of the past way of doing things. And right now you are not going to ever do it that way again because clearly it doesn't work. Clearly the path that you have taken has not produced the results that you really wanted. So it's time to go about it in a totally different manner. And I know you're scared, Queen of Coins reversed. I know you're scared and you may be dealing with people, right? A significant other. This could also, this could be you. I honestly think both of these is you. Totally opposite kind of energies, right? One is fearless, one is fearful. So this is your duality coming out. One wants to go after it and one is afraid of what's going to happen. But you guys, I got to tell you that you really need to make peace with your fear, like right now, before 2019, because this Queen of Coins reverse, this feeling of like, I don't deserve it, I don't want to do the work for it, I don't know if I'm ready, it's all nonsense. And it's just stuff you're just talking yourself into. And if you're dealing with people that are kind of holding you back, it's really time to reevaluate those relationships because you are in a prime position to go out there and create whatever it is you want. Two of Wands is powerful manifestation energy. It's like the magician, right? It's just boom. You see it and you're going to see it in real life manifest right before your eyes. And the Nine of Cups is all about wishes, right? Setting those intentions, making sure that your intentions are pure and good and not selfishly motivated. If you're doing something just for the money because you want to have a nice car or whatever, of course there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not going to satisfy you. This is about finding satisfaction. This is about having pride and honor and dignity in what you do and what you're creating and all of this. And it goes so much beyond the paycheck. So really ask yourself why you really want what you want and why you're really doing it. Because if you set pure intentions, first of all, that fear is going to go right out the window because Queen of Coins is upright in the next month in Aquarius season. And she is my manifestation powerhouse. She's the one that knows how to plant the seeds and knows how to pluck the fruit quickly, right? Within just a few months, within a matter of, right? You plant the seeds in the spring and you harvest the fruit in the fall. I mean, it's not this whole big long thing. It's you do what you need to do today and you reap the benefits tomorrow. Okay, so that's amazing. There's bounty, prosperity, joy, being connected with the people that you love. Aquarius is the ruler of your 6th house. It's all about work. It's all about service. being there for the people that you love. Look, you're going to be inviting things in. I think you're starting that process already with the Venus retrograde in Scorpio. You're inviting that process in right now, whether you realize it or not. This is the manifestation of the energy right now, like today. And I'm doing these recordings in the beginning of October 2018. So pay attention to this energy and in November and December, because this is the product of that stuff. Okay? Amazing. Amazing way to start off the year. I mean, it's like a racehorse, right? This is the best. It's like a racehorse right out of the gate. So when we come into Pisces season, we have the sun coming conjunct Neptune. Now, this Neptune energy is really strange and weird, and then the sun's going to come in conjunction with Chiron in Aries later on. But to be honest with you, for you, this Neptune-Sun conjunction is actually going to be pretty great, because what happens is you're going to be cutthroat, Ace of Swords, about the things that don't matter. It's about, I said this to Leo too. You know, I am currently reading a book called The One Thing. What is the one thing that you need to do today? Virgo is good at filling up the to-do list. Me, not so much. I'm a 12th house Virgo, but in general, Virgo is really good at making the to-do list, and they like to really check things off. But if you could whittle that checklist down to one thing, where would your life really be? And I think that that's what this is. Cutting through the nonsense, you know, like you don't have to vacuum your car today. You don't have to mop the floors today, you know. You can do that at a time when you have more free time. But this is about really the fastest path to getting to your goal. And really cutting out the things that just don't matter. That's what Seven of Coins is all about. And analyzing and looking at things, doing the introspection, which you're really good at, and really figuring out what matters. Okay, so that's what Pisces season is going to be all about. And that's going to be a critical, pivotal moment. What happens, you really need to stick to this, write it down, do whatever you need to do to really reinforce it. Because what happens in Aries season, Chiron, Sun, it's like super confusing, right? And you may even have so many options placed in front of you that you don't even really know what to do with them. You don't even really know what's best. And I think this has the potential to really spiral you. It has the potential to roll you into some kind of analysis paralysis, right? Because the Queen of Swords reverse, this is the Libra archetype. And the Libra archetype is indecisive to a degree that I think Virgo only partially understands. You may be dealing with someone else who is being indecisive and causing delays in your own kind of dreams and your own path. However, I think this is really you. You're taking on a lot of the air quality this year. Air and Pentacles. It's not really going in any other direction. It's not very emotional, and it's not very fiery either. It's just like very logical, very practical, what makes sense. It's very intellectual. And I think that that's a path that you're really going to enjoy, but it can get in your way sometimes. Because what happens in Taurus season, again, Sun coming in contact with Uranus, big change. But see, what I think happens is something resurfaces unexpectedly. And this confusion that you were experiencing the month before compounds the significance of this event. I think this is an event. I don't think that this is like a consolidation of energy and now it really comes out. Like, no, like something triggers you this month. Someone comes back, someone wants something from you, someone says something to you, and it hurls you back into this past nostalgic place. And you may feel like other people are planting seeds in your mind, planting seeds in your heart that you didn't want planted there. And you're struggling with having the strength to get them out. Now you have all this drive, all this ambition, you're going, going, going. You are like really harnessing your business ideas, your relationship ideas, all these great things. And then maybe someone comes in and says like, hey, that's not really your personality. Or, you know, I feel like there's a negative quality because of the 9 of Swords. Like something comes in and like makes you really all in your head. And Virgo is so good at that, the overthinking. So now is the time for you to think about the thinking, because this is going to be stressful. It's not going to make you feel super great. And all the great progress that you had in the beginning of the year could come to a screeching halt. It is so critical at this particular point in time to do the one thing every day. Because this energy, no matter, I don't care whether it's Virgo or whoever, no matter what, this is the energy that makes you want to just stay in bed all day. And that's not you. That's not who you are. So this concerns me a little bit, because I think what's happening is someone has their grips on you. And you need to figure out how to release yourself from that. It can be a romantic thing, 6 of Cups, an ex coming back, right? Someone wanting something, someone coming up and promising you everything that you always wanted, but now somehow it's like, maybe I don't want that anymore. And that can send you into more of a spiral, right? Because what happens when, like the month before, when the sun comes in contact with Chiron, is it surfaces these woundings, you know, so that we can heal these wounded places from childhood or whatever. And so when someone comes and triggers something from childhood, some like a parent issue or something with our siblings or some trauma that we had, right? Everyone has one. It can really confuse us and throw us off track, and it can really make us question our own path, which you so clearly set before yourself, right? So you so clearly were so on point with it before. So it's going to be up to you to decide whether or not you want to allow that thing or that person to really control you or not. Because if not, this doesn't even have to be a big deal at all. This can just be like an in and out thing. Something comes in, it triggers you, you deal with it, and then you just move on. Virgos who are very conscious, who are very aware, and who have very strong meditation practices, they can come out of this pretty much unfazed. Or unscathed, rather, let's even say that, unscathed. It's like nothing. It's just like, okay, like a little, you know, little scratch from something rather than this deep cut. It doesn't have to be so deep. It depends on how you process it. Keep in mind, there's goals here. 9 of Coins. There's goals with this year, with this life that you're creating for yourself. So you're going to be the one to determine whether something prevents you from reaching those goals or not. What happens when we move into Gemini season is we're going to feel like we're out of energy, 6 of Coins reversed. I always say that that's over giving, right? Someone is too accommodating to someone else. But you can put a stop to that any moment in time. 9 of Cups is all about the wishes, right? This is a repeat card from what we had in January. We already had this energy. We already had this. So we have an opportunity to really, like, right? It's our dignity. It's our pride. It's our sense of healthy, conscious ego. There's joy and life here. So we just tap into that again. We just snap out of it. We say, nope, no more. We put our foot down. This doesn't have to be a nice, friendly energy. You know, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it can be very arrogant. But sometimes we need that arrogance in order to get us to do the things that are really in our best interest. Because if someone can come into our lives with simply a phone call or whatever and get us here, that's a problem, you know? And so this is an opportunity to really work on that thing that needs to be worked on, so that we don't ever have to be here again because of that person or because of that thing. Here you are, I think, really grabbing the reins again and saying, nope, I'm not going to let it. I'm not going to let it go. You also may feel very scattered because it is Gemini season, and Virgo and Gemini don't vibe very well together in general. And it's a very disorienting energy. So you may have a tendency to overexert yourself, which again is why the energy from March is going to be important, because if you continue down that path of just like doing the one thing, and like, yes, you have all these ideas, and yes, there's all these choices, and yes, there's all these things, and that's great. But you know what focus really means? What it really means is saying no to all the other good opportunities. So keep that in mind, okay? Because you're going to need that in Gemini season. Now, when we go into July, Cancer season, it's amazing. For some reason, these cards coming out at this particular point in time are like powerhouse months for you. So Cancer season, again, so Capricorn and Cancer, this axis, you both got Knight of Swords. Out of the gate, full force ahead, so productive, hard work. It's because it's a watery sign season, and because of the Pluto-Saturn opposition, the nodes coming into Cancer, Capricorn, you know, this is like a highlighted time of the year for the whole zodiac. Every single person is going to really be feeling these months, but it's really triggering people in totally different kinds of ways. And for you, it's charged, it's electric. It gets you going, it motivates you, it pushes you. You find that internal drive that probably got lost somewhere in April. You know, it's just like kind of that kind of roller coaster thing. But man, go for it, guys. Seriously, go for it. This is awesome. I'm so grateful that this energy is coming out at a time, because the intentions that can be set at this time are huge. We're talking Pluto-Sun opposition. Like, please, you guys remember what Cancer season was like last year? Or just a few months ago? I'm doing this in October 2018, right? So just a couple months ago. What was Cancer season like? Could you imagine taking that intensity and actually being really productive with it? That's what's going to happen. So this is great. Now, plus you have that in your 11th house. 11th house is all about being out there, being seen, connecting with people, all of that. So when we go, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. So when the sun goes from your 11th house to your 12th house, 12th house is, you know, Leo, and you have a very fiery energy there. It is going to trigger that passion, but be careful, because at this time you do not have all the information. There's something weird and hidden, and I often see a judgment in reverse as a potential to make some bad decisions, right? Bad judgment, not the best judgment, because you just don't have everything. So if opportunities come to you, I'm not going to say don't take it. I'm not going to say that, because often an Ace of Wands is beautiful, and it can often be romantic. All right, it can often be a love interest that really takes hold and has the potential to grow into something substantial. Now, when you think about Aquarius season, the month before, or the, you know, Aquarius season, like the opposite of Leo season, we get the Four of Wands, which is often a card of marriage. So there could be some foreshadowing going on a little bit in Aquarius season, so pay attention. Okay, that's enough of that, because Virgo season is a big deal. So many cards came out in Virgo season. Solar return. Please keep in mind that the sun is opposing Neptune during this time. It was not going to affect all of you in such an intense way, but we got some really intense cards. When we talk about pivotal moments, and I say those words all the time, but this is so critical. I got 6 cards, 5 of them are major arcana, and we get 1 king. So we get the Star, the Tower, Death, Strength, Magician, and the King of Swords. If anyone can handle this level of intensity, it is the King of Swords, and that detachment that comes with it is so important. That is the most important thing. right? King of Swords connected with the Aquarian archetype, which is all about detachment. I'm not saying you don't love people. I'm not saying you don't love things. I'm not saying you don't have feelings or whatever. But it's that ability to step away into your observing mind so that you can deal with what's needing to be dealt with right in front of you in a productive manner, in an intellectual way. You're going to need the intellect this month because there's big change. 2 cards of Scorpio coming in for you, plus an Aquarian card as well. Aquarius, Scorpio, huge with change, both of them. Aquarius is revolution and, Scorpio is regenerative. There is no hiding this month. There is no hiding. There is nothing you can do. The Tower is an inevitability. Death is an inevitability. But see, what happens during this time is so profound. The only thing that's constant is progress, right? The only thing that's constant is change. That's it. So whether it's just an internal belief system and nothing happens on the external world, very possible. But still, there's a revolution that happens this month for you. There is a true sense of stepping up. Because whatever happens might still be holding you back, but death and the 9 of Swords, like the death is getting rid of this. The death is releasing you of this obligation. This no longer is relevant at this time. And it can be hard and it can be harsh, and you very possibly may learn some really brutal lessons, and you may have to change. You may have to change your habits, your behavior. You may have to open your heart. Strength, sorry. You may have to open your heart. Even this is like the sun, right? The star and the sun, they're the same thing. Aquarius, Leo, same thing. Strength is also detaching, right? Allowing the beast to be the beast, but not becoming a part of the beast. This is about patience and willpower and consciousness. The beast represents everything that is, instinctive, ego-driven, the personality itself. That's what the lion really represents here. Can you transcend your own personality? You're going to need to at this time. The Magician, this is exactly what you wanted. See, what happens when you set intentions for the future? We always are so focused on the intention, but we might not really be able to see how it's going to come to be. So you're getting everything you wanted, but you're also destroying some past belief structures and past versions of self in the process in order to get there. You may need to release yourself of what relationships mean to you. Release yourself of this belief of what you thought your life was going to be, and just embrace what it is becoming. It's a big month, but you're on the way to having everything you want. Libra season is so much lighter, and I think you're going to feel this kind of breath of fresh air coming in. It's not so much about work this month because of what you just went through. This is about relaxing, okay? And maybe even falling in love. Maybe even falling in love. There's at least connection here. If nothing else, there's connection, right? At least there is friendship. At least there is one-on-one, heart-to-heart, true, open, and authentic relationships. See, the Ace of Coins in the reversal doesn't mean that you don't get it. It just means that it's a little bit delayed, because you're going to need some time to really deal with the fallout here. You're going to need time to really like come to grips with what just happened. Like, I think this is going to be a time when you're like, what the hell was that? And you're going to look back and be like, whoa, that was surreal. And it will be surreal. So you go through that. You're humbled. And things are still in the works. Don't feel like don't overexert yourself during this time. That would not be advisable. Okay, not advisable at all. Don't overexert yourself. Go out and have fun. Enjoy. Be with the people that you love. Libra season. It's about connection. Okay, all about that. You need the balance. It's coming. Have faith that it is coming. Okay. Now, when we come into Scorpio season, I really think that your values on love are going to come to, I think that's what a lot of Virgo season is about. It's about love. Romantic love, yes. Platonic love, yes. A lot of things. It's about your creativity. It's about what you care about. It's about your passion. Passion that came to light in Leo season. So, Scorpio season, you get an Ace of Cups. But it comes with a grain of salt. The Five of Swords. Because what happens is you're going to be faced with an Ace of Cups. You're going to be faced with an opportunity to open your heart, to fall in love, to feel connected, to feel passionate, to let spirituality teach you something, right? But you're going to have to say, okay, well, do I really want that? Or do I want to kind of stay, right? Because this is happening in May, in Taurus season. And the opposite of that is Scorpio, which is where we're at. So these are connected. Do I want to stay? Nine of Swords. I just went through this whole change, and now I feel better because I was with my friends. And so now I have something that's bringing it up again, or triggering it up again. Do I really want that? Do I want to go back? The temptation will be pretty high, I think. I do. I think the temptation will be pretty high. This is the time when Jupiter is at the last degrees of Sagittarius and about to move into the sign of Capricorn. All right? This is that time. And I always say that when planets are in the last degrees of a sign, they always kind of like push out a whole bunch of like last minute lessons, like they've procrastinated or something. That's just how I experienced it. Maybe you won't relate to that, but I always feel like there's like that one last lesson, that one last thing that you really needed to learn. And because Jupiter Sagittarius is about understanding, right? In essence, the third eye chakra, actually it's third eye chakra, I think. Or is it the seventh chakra? I think it's this chakra up here. It's all about understanding and enlightenment. Do you understand? This is a choice laid out in front of you. Do you take the Five of Swords or do you take the Ace of Cups? In some strange way, because of what I'm seeing in December, I feel like a lot of you are going to be at a standstill here, because one is comfortable and one is getting you out of your comfort zone, but you're good at that. Virgo is very adaptable, mutable, right? So what happens in December is kind of strange, but necessary at the same time. Five of Coins, Six of Swords, but King of Wands comes out and trumps both of them, because he's about the big picture. He's about happiness and pleasure and joy, and really a sign or a card of innovation as well. Innovating your life, reinventing your life in a really big way. But something does seem to be holding you back. Now, what I think this is wait. I want to wait and see. That's what I think this really is. To wait and see how things pan out. And I think that's perfectly fine and perfectly healthy. If you are faced with some kind of a romance situation and you're not sure, it's okay to wait. And I think that if this person is quality and this person is someone that you really love and you really feel like, wow, maybe there really is a future here, but I'm also not going to rush into anything. Virgo is not really known for rushing into love. You know, it's not a Leo energy. It's not a Sagittarius energy or Aries. You know, it's not like that. It needs time. It needs things to develop. It needs time for trust to be established. And maybe someone is trying to rush you, or maybe you're trying to talk yourself into rushing yourself. And maybe that's what you think the Five of Swords is. But I think the Five of Swords is like running away. Now is not the time to run away. You can stick through it, stick to it, okay? But you need to know that the month after this, right, January 2020, we have that huge transit that all the astrologers are going to be talking about all year, myself included, right? Pluto, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, and the nodes. I think the nodes is really close there. Conjuncting in Capricorn. I mean, that's a big deal. And I think waiting until after that kind of fallout, until like March of next year, to really commit to a lot of stuff, especially when it's like a person, is going to be beneficial for you, even though I think there's something real. That's what I think. That's what I feel. There's something real. There's something substantial. And in a way, I kind of feel like you're isolating yourself, or you're going to feel like you're isolating yourself because you're not sure as to what is your intuition telling you versus what is your programming and your kind of ego stuff going on is telling you. And you do need time to decipher. You do need time to process. That's Virgo all the way, to digest what's going on. If you need the time and someone can't wait, well then that's probably not going to be a good partner for you. If they're willing to wait, then let them wait. And I think they will. A King of Wands, he's sitting down, right? He's willing to wait. So it's going to be an interesting closeout to the year, but please, 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 again, I'm going to show this up the last time, 9 of Coins. It's about going and getting what you deserve, going and getting what is rightfully yours. There's elegance, there is beauty, and there's abundance and prosperity here. And that's what this year is all about. Don't take your eye off the goal. No matter what gets thrown at you, right? No matter what happens, no matter what you're dealing with, keep your eye on the goal. 9 of Coins. This is the rise of the Phoenix. And you're really going to see this coming to you in your birthday month. This is really where this happens. This is the rise. Okay? All right, you guys, an intense reading, but also really cool at the same time. It's very dynamic. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you so, so much for being here, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.